Utah Driver Handbook, 2023 to 2024, Yearly Edition. Section 7, Rules of the Road. Yielding right of way. Yielding right of way rules guides drivers when other drivers or pedestrians are present. These rules determine which driver should yield the right of way and the sequence for entering and driving through an intersection or other driving scenarios. Although yielding right-of-way rules provide a guide to determine who should yield the right-of-way, no one should assume that he or she automatically has the right-of-way. The situation and circumstances at the intersection must always be considered. Example would be the picture diagrams to the right. Same time rules and first car rule. Now, you should yield the right-of-way to these examples. The driver who is at or arrives before you at the intersection, driver in the opposing traffic lane when you are making a left turn. Stop signs control the driver on your right at a four-way intersection if both of you arrive at the intersection at the same time. Drivers on a public highway if you enter the highway from a driveway or a private road. Drivers already on a limited access or interstate highway if you are on the entrance or acceleration ramp. Pedestrian, bicycles, and other drivers still in the intersection. Remember, courtesy is key, and common courtesy will get you everywhere. Traffic controls. Traffic control devices include traffic signals, signs, pavement markings, and directions provided by law enforcement, highway personnel, and school crossing guards. Below are the traffic signals. Traffic signals are lights that tell you when or where you should stop and go. Traffic lights are usually at intersections and are red, yellow, and green from top to bottom. When on the same signal, there are some intersections and other locations where there are single green, yellow, or red lights. In some metropolitan areas, traffic lights are horizontal instead of vertical. The red light is on the left, the yellow light is in the middle, and the green light is on the right. Green traffic lights indicate that you may go through the intersection if it is clear to do so with caution. The green arrow light indicates vehicles may proceed only if in the direction of the arrow after yielding to vehicles and pedestrians still in the intersection at the time of light change. Now, yellow light traffic light indicates the traffic light is about to change to red. Flashing yellow traffic light indicates slow down and proceed with caution. You should be prepared to stop for any flow entering the intersection. Flashing yellow arrow light indicates turns are permitted, but first yield to oncoming traffic and pedestrians. Oncoming traffic has a green light. Proceed with caution. Red traffic light indicates that you must stop before entering the intersection. You must wait behind the stop line, crosswalk, or intersection until the traffic light turns green. Unless posted otherwise, you may turn right on the red light after coming to a complete stop. Flashing red traffic light indicates that you must stop behind a stop line, crosswalk, or intersection before entering and use the same procedure as you would at a stop sign by coming to a complete stop, looking both ways before entering the intersection and yielding the right of way. The red arrow light for turning right indicates that right turns are not permitted. Stop and remain stopped until indicated an indication to proceed is shown. For example, I think it's Bingham Highway, something like that. Don't hold me to that. Don't quote me. But yeah, the right arrow light for left turns indicates left turns are prohibited. Stop and remain stopped until an indication to proceed is shown. If the light does not change for some reason and you have been stranded by the red arrow light, turn left, and it is safe and it is safe to do so. You may turn or in the left turn. So, and if it is safe to do so, you may turn left from a one-way street onto a one-way street. So, say you're at a light and it's been red and the other lights are changing and it's gone like two or three times and you're like frustrated, but you're not like super frustrated that you want to murder somebody in road rage. But you're sitting there and the light's not changing no matter what. So if there is no other vehicles there, then you can turn and you won't get in trouble. But if you get pulled over, you could, be polite to the officer, follow their instructions, and explain what happened. Regardless of what the traffic lights may indicate, always obey the instructions of a police officer or another peace officer at an intersection. For example, if the light is green and an officer tells you to stop, you must stop. Also, even if you want to go straight and an officer indicates that you must turn, you are required to turn. Suppose you approach an intersection where the traffic lights are not working. In that case, you must first come to a complete stop before entering the intersection and yield the right of way. So think of it like a four-way stop. First one to stop, it goes like if you stop, and then the person to your right stops, and the person in front of you stops after him, and then the person on the left stops after the guy in front of you, then you can go in that order. But usually we go right of way, so the person to the right of you always goes. Remember the right of way to any vehicle on the right unless otherwise directed by a peace officer. Now, traffic signs. Remember, this stuff is going to be on the test. In what order, I do not know. Traffic signs tell you about the rules, hazards, roadways, location, roadway directions, and the location of roadway services. These signs, shape, color, symbols, and words give clues to the type of information they provide. Warning signs. These are the signs that tell a driver of possible danger ahead, such as warning you to slow down and be prepared to stop if necessary, or a hazard or special situation on the roadway ahead. These signs are usually yellow with black lettering or symbols and are diamond shaped. Some warning signs may be fluorescent yellow, such as school zones, school crossings, and pedestrian crossings. Some common warning signs are shown below. Right here, you got your cross road ahead, side road ahead, T intersection ahead, Y intersection ahead, curvy road ahead, right curve ahead, divided highway begins and divided highway ends, lane ends, merging traffic, added lane, traffic signal ahead, stop sign ahead, sharp curve ahead, advisory speed around curve, which so if you're going around a curve, slow down because it'll probably be really sharp, and so that's why it tells you to slow down to that speed, either 35 or whatever is posted on the sign. Okay, you slow down so you can ease around it safely. Then you got your school crossing and your pedestrian crossing. Always be leery of them. Plus, be wary of sharing the road with bicycles. See the sign there, or the bicycle crossing. And always be leery of the slippery when wet, because when when a road is too wet, then you can hydroplane if you're going fast enough and you don't want to, you know, glide off like you're on a sled on snow and then like possibly hurt yourself or endanger others. Railroad crossing warning signs. Many railroad crossings have signs or signals to caution you about highway railroad crossing grades or grade crossings. Some stranded railroad crossing warning signs and signals are shown below. You got your round yellow warning sign with the X in the middle with a symbol, the X symbol, and the black two R's letters is placed along the road before a railroad crossing or highway railroad grade crossing. The sign cautions you to slow down, look and listen for a train or a railroad vehicle, and be prepared to stop if a train is approaching. So say Have you ever been on a bus or like a regular bus or a school bus or whatever, and when they get to the crossing, they will slow down and they will roll down their window or open their door and listen for trains. Now that is, if they don't hear any, then they're good to go. If they do hear some, then they wait. All right? Always be cautious around train tracks. Never let your car stall. But if it does stall, get out and run. Just leave it. Run to safety. A white X-shaped sign with railroad crossing printed on it is located at the highway railroad grade crossing. When a train or railroad vehicle approaches the intersection, you must stop behind the stop line or before the intersection until the intersection is clear. Never stop on tracks, on the train track or the tracks. Now, at a highway railroad grade crossing with more than one train track, say one going left and one going right, you have like 2 or more tracks, right? The number of tracks will be posted below. As you can see under the railroad crossing symbol, it has number 2 and then tracks. These signs warn you that there is more than one train track and that there may be more than one train crossing. Not all highway railroad grade crossings with more than one train track will have these signs, so it is important to check for more than one train or railroad vehicle at each highway railroad grade crossing. Not all railroad grade crossings have lights. When you cross railroad tracks, look both ways and cross their tracks quickly without stopping. If a train is crossing the highway, you must wait to cross a highway railroad grade crossing until the train is well down the track, or railroad devices, such as lights and gates, indicate it is safe to cross. If you are approaching railroad tracks and need to stop for traffic or a signal, stop at the stop line before the railroad tracks. You can also practice these safety cautions by going across the tracks, wherever they're posted in the UTA tracks, and practice so that when you do your test, you'll know what to do and it'll be like embedded in your cranium. Cranium is brain. Um, when you cross railroad tracks, look both ways and cross the tracks quickly without stopping. Oh, yeah, I did read all this. Oh, well, whatever. Let's move on to work zone signs. These are generally diamond or rectangular shaped in orange with black letters or symbols. These construction, maintenance, or emergency operation signs alert you to work zones ahead and warn you that people are working on or near the roadway. These warnings include workers ahead, reduced speed, detours, slow moving construction equipment, and poor or sudden changing road surfaces. Sorry, that was a weird hiccup. In work zones, traffic may be controlled by a person with a sign or a flag telling you which direction to travel. Slow your roll, slow down, or stop. You must follow their instructions. All right. So, for example, you're on the freeway or highway or whatever, right? And the highway usually says on the sign it says 70 miles an hour or whatever, 75. Okay. But if you see these orange signs up that have the reduced speed, workers ahead, go this speed, 55 miles per hour or whatever they say, right? Then you can't go 70, 75 or whatever. You have to slow down to what the construction workers ask because they don't want to die and they don't want you to die and they want everybody to be safe because they're trying to repair the roads so that you'll continue to have safe traveling, if that makes sense. These will be the signs that you will see. Flagger ahead with a little guy holding his hand out. Workers ahead, guys digging. Road construction 500 feet away. 1 lane road 1,000 feet. That'll be the 1,000 feet ahead or 1,000 feet of, I'm not sure. And you got your detour sign and then you got your little flagger dude, right? Or chick, whoever this is, I can't tell. Anyway, so he or she's holding the sign, right? Your flagger's holding the sign that says slow. Then they flip it to a stop. What that does is that tells you, hey, if it says stop on your end, then you stop, and then people on the other side of the road are allowed to go slow and go through. And then when they're done, the flagger will flip the sign again. Okay, they give you directions. They want to keep you and them safe. All right, they got a job to do, and they want to make sure that you make it to where you need to make it to safe without like inducing harm to them. Now, barriers such as drums, cones, and tube panels keep traffic out of hazardous work zones, along with signs and road markings. They guide you safely through the work zone. Barriers may be used to keep drivers from entering closed roads or other areas where it is dangerous to drive. Now, these are the symbols right here, right? You got your barrel, your cone, your tube, your barrier, and road closed. What they don't show here is a blue barrel. Now, if you are on Bacchus Highway, heading from Harriman to Magna, Utah, along the road you will see like an off-ramp thingy, right? And then you got like a crap ton of blue barrels sitting there at the end of the little road that ends. What those are is those are filled with water or whatever they fill them with, okay? I assume water. When I was told when I was younger that if a truck's brake go out or a vehicle's brakes go out, they instead of, keep going and kill someone at high speeds, they will hop off of the highway or road and they will crash into those to slow their vehicle down so that they don't kill anybody, if that makes sense. Now, there may be temporary traffic signals that will be used in work zones. You may see a warning sign showing a symbol of a traffic signal. Stop at the white line if present. Give construction workers a break. Reduce your speed by gently pressing on your brake with your brake pedal with your right foot as if there's cotton under there. Learned that from a Job Corps instructor. Do not tailgate in work zones. Always keep a car behind, like a car length behind the car in front of you. Fines for speeding in the work zone are doubled. Yes, you do not want to get pulled over by a highway patrolman. Your tickets will be doubled compared to being pulled over by a regular police officer. It's expensive for your wallet. And you might lose points on your driver's license too. Regulatory signs. So these signs are basically posted at intersections, usually near the stoplights and whatnot, right? These signs are square or rectangular, as you see below, or have a unique shape and are white with black, red, or green letters or symbols. These signs tell you about specific laws that you must obey, such as rules for traffic directions, lane use, turning speed, parking, and other special situations. Some regulatory signs have a red circle with a red slash over a symbol, prohibiting certain actions. That means no. The red circle and the line means don't turn left, don't turn right, and no U-turn. Some regulatory signs have a, yeah, so don't do it. Common types of regulatory signs are these below. You got your no left turn, no right turn, no U-turn. You can go straight, left turn only, or straight or right turn. What I haven't seen yet so far in this is street signs and how to read them. So usually, like if you're at an intersection and you're parked, you'll see a sign, a big long sign with like say you're going down uh let's say you're going down State Street, right? And you're heading towards Salt Lake. So you see the buildings way up there, but you're not there quite yet. You're at the intersection of 3900 South. Well, the sign next to, like above you, across above the other cars, it will say 3900 South going across. That's how you know the road you're at going left to right. Now, the sign of the intersections from your left and right up above the lights would say like State Street. That's the road you're on going front and back. That's how you read those. Hope that helps. Let's move on. Right here you've got your speed limit signs. They look as such. These are black and white signs indicating the speed of maximum speed allowed in ideal conditions. Ideal conditions are like like sunny or clear days or nights, right? Um, Nothing obstructing, no, everything's kind of mellow, no harsh weather, and then you go the speed. If the weather's bad, then you go like below the speed limit. It's okay, you're not going to get in trouble. But if you go above, then it can indicate where you can get in trouble by not only law enforcement, but also cause an accident and whatnot. So always be prepped there. Then you got your stop sign here. The stop sign indicates it has 8 sides and is red with white letter. You must stop behind the stop line or crosswalk if one is present. Look for crossing vehicles and pedestrians in all directions and yield the right of way. So, say you're at a stop sign, right? A lot of stop signs either just have one little white line or they've got the full 2 long white lines that go across the whole street, and then another one in front closer to you that goes halfway. Now the halfway one means you stop at that one if it's there. That is that indicates you have to stop there first, and then you look left and right for pedestrians. That's the pedestrian mark, right? If there are pedestrians, let them cross. If there are not pedestrians, then you can ease up and stop at the first long line that goes across the street, right? That line you stop at. So you got to do a double stop, right? That stop that stop is so you can ease forward and look left and right for oncoming traffic and any other hazards. So remember that. If it's just a stop sign and then the one line, just stop at the one line. Do not do a California roll. You will get arrested. And you could cause an accident. You know what I mean? You get a ticket and whatnot. You don't need that on your driving record. This here is the yield sign. A yield sign is a red and white downward pointing triangle with red letters. It means you must slow down and allow traffic with the right of way to cross before entering. So it's just cautious sign. So you just ease up and you look around, and when it's clear, then you can go. The shared center lane for left turn only is this sign here, and this sign tells you where the lane is reserved for left turning vehicles from either direction and is not to be used for through traffic or passing other vehicles. And then you got the one way. Now you will see one way streets in Salt Lake a lot. And these signs tell you that the traffic flows only in one direction of the arrow. So if you see it and it's pointing right, then all the traffic's going right. If it's going left, then it's all going left. Do not turn in the opposite direction of the arrow. Never drive the wrong way on a one-way street. It'll really mess you up. There's a couple of streets between like 400 and 600 south, I think, that that go it's like a one-way coming off the freeway and a one-way going towards the freeway. And it's all in Salt Lake. So be leery. And then you got like your avenues, and they have one-way streets too. They're really tiny, so be leery. Follow the rules there. Then these are your guide signs coming up, okay? These signs are square and rectangle and are usually on like a freeway or highway, right? Going long distance drives. Sometimes they'll be just like anywhere. Like you'll see them near the spaghetti bowl too, which is it looks like a bunch of spaghetti noodles highway that's it's Salt Lake. You'll see it. Now these are square and rectangular in green, brown, or blue. They give information on intersecting roads. They help direct you to cities and towns and show points of interest along the highway. Guide signs can also help you find hospitals, service stations, restaurants, and hotels. So you got your little gas station, so you can stop and get gas. It'll tell you where the park is, the state park, where some camping is. The H is for hospital, so it'll tell you where the hospital is. And then you got your rest area for when you have to go to the bathroom as well and get some snacks from a vending machine. Basically similar to the gas station one, but you're not getting gas unless they're close by to each other. Just a place to stretch your legs and whatnot. Then you got your route number signs. Now the shape and color of route number signs indicates the type of roadway, interstate, U.S. state, city, county, or local road. When planning a trip, use a road map to determine the route. During the trip, follow the route signs to avoid getting lost in an unfamiliar area. Interstate route, U.S. route, or state route. Basically, you got your Interstate 80, U.S. Route 40, or the State Route 26. Got your little beehive symbol for Utah, because ours we are the state of bees, I guess. Then you got your pavement markings. These are important as well. So all these signs and stuff in the pavement markings, they're gonna be on your test. So practice. If you have to hear my terrible voice over and over again, just do if you have to practice. Pavement markings are lines, arrows, words, or symbols painted on the roadway to give you direction or warning. They are used to divide lines, tell you when you may pass other vehicles or change lanes, tell you which lanes to use for turns. They define pedestrian walkways and show where you must stop for signs or traffic lights. Now, the yellow lane markings. Look at these pictures right here, all right? You see? You got your left image. It says two-direction roadway passing permit. So you got your dotted lines. That means you can, if there's a slow vehicle in front of you and no one coming from the opposite direction, you can go around them. As long as you first put left, um, your left blinker on, and then your ease up and go around them, and then put your right blinker on to get back into the lane, right? Now, the middle one is a bit different, right? You can pass, but only on one side. So, it's got two-direction roadway, passing permitted when dashed line is on your side. So, if you're going upward, right, on that diagram, you can put your left blinker on. Make sure, obviously, that there's no oncoming traffic from the other direction. And you put your left blinker on, ease in, move forward, go around, put your right blinker in, and ease back in. You're good there. Now, if you are going downward in the opposite direction and you have this straight line, you cannot pass at all. At all, okay? You'll get a ticket if you do that. Now, the third image here, it's got two double yellow lines. That indicates that it's a two-direction roadway. Passing prohibited in both directions. That means do not pass. Do not pass at all. Now, let's talk about these white lane markings. That was a weird breathing, huh? Did I freak you out? I freaked me out too. All right, so the left image here, let me pull this up so you can see it better. There we go. The left image here shows dotted white lines, and it's both going in the same direction. You can pass as long as you scan your surroundings. Okay? You can jump from lane to lane as long as you use your blinker and you're courteous. Okay? The left lane is for going the speed limit, and that's usually what they call the fast lane. And the right lane of this image here is let me show you. So this is usually the slow lane, okay? And this is the fast lane. So you can go like this. If this car is like so slow-mo, and then you can go like this. Whoop. Yeah, like that, okay? So it's okay to pass lanes, but don't follow too closely. Always so say you're driving, right? And you got the guy in front of you and you're paying attention to his lights, but he might not be paying attention to the guy in front of him. So what I like to do, and this is just totally off the books, is I like to look at the cars in front of him and see what they're doing. If they're slowing down, then I'll slow down because I don't want to get in a car crash. And if I can scan ahead, scanning ahead is important. Now for this right box right here, we're going to discuss this one. This is one direction roadway, separating express lane or carpool lane from general lines. Do you see, here, let me zoom in a little. Do you see right here where it says express lane? Yeah, that's for you can either pay the state a fee and ride in it, you know, in whatever vehicle you want to ride in it, right? Or if you don't have the money, I think there was a rule back when it first started that if you had two or more people in the vehicle, you weren't charged or anything with money or for money. So don't hold me to that. You might want to research that on your own. But because this is an express lane, see these double straight white lines? Do not cut in front of someone in an express lane over those lines. Those you do not cross, okay? Where you want to cross is right here in the dotted lines. And you want to do so safely. So you go do 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 do. And there's that vehicle and there's your vehicle. For some reason you're over here on a dotted line. So I hope that makes sense, all right? And then this is considered the shoulder of the road. Usually the exit. Okay, let me do that and bring it back out a little. Now, well, what that one says underneath obviously says one direction roadway separating express lane or carpool lane from general lanes, crossing prohibited. Remember to follow the rules when on the express lane. Do not speed through the express lane. People like to do that. That'll be safe. So, crosswalks and stop lines. Crosswalks define the area where pedestrians may cross the roadway. When required to stop because of a stop or signal, you must stop behind the stop line, crosswalk or stop sign or signal. You must yield to pedestrians entering or in a crosswalk. Not all crosswalks are marked. Be alert for pedestrians when crossing an intersection of crosswalk or are not apparent, but you must stop before entering the intersection. Wow, I just got tongue twisted, huh? Hope you understood that. Because I didn't. No, I'm just kidding, I did. If there is a stop line before the crosswalk, the stop line must be obeyed first. All right, remember I was talking to you about this earlier. The following are some of the most common types of crosswalks. So let's zoom in here. This is the first one I was talking about right here. I'm going to do a different color than red. Let's do blue. So remember I told you that there's two long lines that cross the street. Then you got this half one. This is where you stop first. And this is where you stop second. The first one is where you stop and you look left and right and let the pedestrian cross. If there's no pedestrians coming or crossing at the time, then you can slide up to number 2 and look both ways for, traffic and then proceed cautiously. Let's look at the second one. Unmarked crosswalk. So you still have to stop before. So pretend like I used to like pretend that there's like a little line right here. Just stop in front of the stop sign, and if there's no crosswalk, there's no crosswalk. But just let people pass if they have to. Pedestrians have the right of way. Then let's go over here, and then this is just a regular. I still stop ahead just in case. That way, and give them some space from the people. Because you never want to, like, scare the crap out of them, give them a heart attack while crossing the road. That's not cool. Okay, let's go back to normal. Other lane controls. Pay attention. This will definitely, these stop signs right here, this will definitely be on the road test and on the written. I know that for a fact. Jack. Okay, now F, obviously we're at F. Other lane controls. Shared center left turn lane. There is a shared left turn lane in the middle of the roadway on many streets, where making a left turn safely is hard. When using a shared left turn lane, check your mirrors for vehicles ahead. Signal left and check your left blind spot. Steer smoothly into the shared left lane. But so here's this, okay? So if you're going this way, where's my marker? Oh, that's not helping. Look at that, I'm doodling. Okay, make this bigger. So if you're going this way, you can come up and then park your car right here for turning left or flipping a U-E. Okay, older generations will call it something else. That's for, turning left. I don't know why that arrow is so far away from this intersection, but whatever, floats their boat or sinks their ship. Now, for the other people, they will, if you're parked right here, they have to go and go like right here and park here so they can turn or turn that way, depending on if traffic is clear. And that will give you a way to do this or do that. Although I know it looks like a little kindergarten colored it. But this just means that you can turn from the inside lane. This is the inside lane. Okay. These are important. But it's also, if you're there, watch out for traffic that's coming from way over here. Or if you're in this lane, going this way. Okay. Me and my circles as cars. Hoot hoot. All right. Let's finish this sentence, huh? Steer smoothly into the shared left turn lane. And when traffic's clear, make your left turn. So basically what I monologued to you earlier. When making a left turn from a shared turn lane, you may only enter the lane more than 500 feet prior to turning if the last vehicle is more than 500 feet away. So basically, I live off of like 4100, right? And we have these lanes here. And it's hard to left turn when it goes into the apartments before us. Because we have to keep going a little bit the next drive over, right? So be leery of where you're going and just focus on the road. Now we're going to talk back about express lanes. I kind of explained that to you, okay, earlier. It says express lanes are travel lanes on I-15 dedicated to high occupancy vehicles, which are two or more persons. So if you or your friend or family member or whoever the heck, even your partner or children are in the vehicle, then it's okay to take them. And those single occupancy vehicles are registered and active Express Pass transponder or C decal. Now, what that means is what I told you earlier. You either are registered or you have two or more people in your vehicle and it's okay. Express lanes are identified by double white lines that separate them from the general purpose lanes. Motorists may only access the express lanes as designed access points, identified by white dashed lines. Access points are about 3,000 feet long and are located at nearly every interchange along the express lane. Vehicles are recommended to exit the express lanes one interchange before the desired exit. So, if your exit's coming up, like an exit away or whatever from you, 2 exits away, you can hop out of that lane and ease your way over, and then you're good to go. But as soon as that lane closes, is right before the intersection, and you'll miss it. It hits us every time. Vehicles are recommended, interchange. Crossing the double white line is unsafe and illegal. It is. You'll get fined hardcore by highway patrol. Hardcore. Note: when being followed by an emergency or police vehicle with flashing lights, it is permissible, when safe to do so, to make a right-hand lane change out of the express lane. It's okay to cross the lines if there's an emergency vehicle coming, is what they're basically saying. Drivers of single occupant vehicles must purchase an express pass and have an active account connected to a credit or debit card to utilize this express lane. Express pass transponders mounted on the windshield are read at various locations throughout the I-15 express lane corridor. These readers automatically charge users accounts based on the current express lanes, rate, and distance traveled. For more information or to purchase an express pass, visit udot.utah.gov/connect/public/express-lanes. Okay. Also, do not try and trick the camera. There have been so many people when these express lanes first were put up that or made available that they like one guy used a mannequin, another one used a big teddy bear with sunglasses. And this is back in the early 2000s. Don't do that. Like, just don't do that. C decals allow a limit number of single occupant clean fuel vehicles to use the express lanes without paying a toll after a one-time $10 registration fee. The decals are small stickers placed inside the vehicle's windshield to the right of the rear view mirror. Only certain clean fuel vehicles are eligible for C decals. For a list of qualifying vehicles and information on how to apply for a C decal, visit the express lanes link above. All right, that really long link I read to you. All right, carpool lane, which is another word for it. The express lanes may be used as a carpool lane for those vehicles with high occupancy, which is 2 or more people, for free. See what I was saying? So you don't really have to buy it to use it. You just have to have more than like 2 people at least in your car, or more than 2 people. All right, so remember that. You can use it for free. Motorcycles, buses, and vehicles with registered clean fuel vehicle decals or C decals may also use the express lane free of charge. That puts them out of harm's way because a lot of drivers are scary on the highways, a lot. And if a bus or a motorcycle is out of the way, then there's less chance of a car accident if they're safely in that lane and doing their own thing and being mindful of the road around them. Now let's talk about the flex lane. A flex lane may be used during rush hours. The lanes may have double dashed yellow lines on to either side. Signals above the lanes show which lane is safe to travel. Some travel lanes are designed to carry traffic in one direction at certain times and in the opposite direction at other times. I hate these roads. They're such a pain in the butt. It's like 5400 south or something. Before entering the lane, check to see which lanes can be used at that time. A green arrow means you can use the lane. A red X means you cannot use the lane. So do you see how it kind of works? I introduced these after I got my driver's license. They're a butthole, is what they are. So on that road, near Kearns, 5400 south. Oh wait, let me think. 3300. Yeah, 54-ish, give or take, or 57, somewhere around there at Kearns. You'll have, before the freeway, you'll have these, even after actually, you'll have the roads like this. They, at first they're like confusing if you've never done it. So you got your do not go. You're not allowed to use those lanes. Okay? No go. The AMP is 4 lanes eastbound, 1 center lane, and then 2 lanes westbound. Left turns restricted. Okay. I'm not really sure why they would be closed off, but whatever, right? Whoever floats their boat or sinks their ship. This is like the little, like on the other page for turning, you know, off or on or whatever. So just pay attention to the signs there. Then you got your green, which means you're okie dokie to go. Only in these lanes you can go that way. You cannot go this way in this lane. And you cannot go straight this way like them, right? You definitely can't go this way on this lane if it's telling you not to go that way. But I think the traffic is heading this way. That's why they tell you not to go straight down that way. All right. Oh, let's talk about this middle one here. It's a little bit different. It says off-peak. So equal numbers of lanes in both directions. So I guess because it has like 1, 2, 3. Then you go 1, 2, 3. I guess it's way to control traffic. You got your left turn, your left turn if you're in the other direction. Left turns are not restricted, so you won't get in trouble for left turning. Lefty loosey in it. Let's go to this one, and this will be PM peak. Okay, I get it. So AM, normal time, PM. Okay. So it changes. They change, I guess, by time of day, maybe. So, like, these guys can only go this way. These guys can go either flipping around or turning or whatever. And then these guys definitely can go only this way. I guess that helps the flow of traffic because there's been so much traffic jam. Huh. That is 4 lanes westbound, 1 center lane where you turn, you know, anyway. And then 2 lanes eastbound. Left turns are restricted, though. Okay. Let's look at this. Merging and gore area. Oh, yeah. You don't... Those are, those are important. These are very important, okay? Let me show you this area right here. Do not cross that little area that merged, okay? Your job is to be on this road heading this way and then merge slowly. Keep going, okay? Don't cross the lines. You cause an accident. This is where you ease up and catch up to the speed limit. Say if you have to go like 55, 70 miles an hour or whatever, you speed up along there. And then that's for getting on the freeway, and this is for getting off the freeway where you slow down. Do not cross this. That's bad. Okay, you will cause an accident for yourself. And then like if there's like a barrier here, oh, you go splat like this. Okay. Now, let's turn the crail off. If you are merging into a lane of traffic, you must yield the right of way to all vehicles traveling the continuing lane of traffic, which are close enough to be an immediate threat. So when you're getting on the freeway, that lane that you're onto, sometimes it will connect to the lane on the left here, in the left image, or it'll be in its own lane and you can slowly move over, and that own lane usually connects to the exit for getting off. There's so but right before you get to the State Street exit, they have that as an option. It's kind of like near the spaghetti bowl. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't have the instructions. It's like you're getting on the freeway coming from Magna heading towards Salt Lake. Then you got your like 900 road that goes up and over a bridge and does its thing. But then if you stay on the highway, it'll go around a bend under that, and then you have your hop in the right lane to get onto that other freeway, or stay in the left lane to connect to another freeway that connects to an exit area to get off at State Street. Not Redwood, I'm sorry, State Street. So always like that's the one that has the, for example, for having a merge on lane that stays the same and then it merges off. But be leery of those, okay? Use caution. Always look where you're going before you get there. Like don't last minute change or you'll end up causing some issues and there won't be enough tissues. Let's see, where were we? Yield the right of way to all vehicles traveling the continuous lane of traffic which are close enough to be an immediate threat. It is against the law to cross over or to drive in the gore area, the shaded area, right? The gore area is probably that way because people have died hitting that. It's the area between the solid white lines of traffic line and a lane used to either enter or exit from the traffic lane. The gore area can also appear when 2 highways merge or split. Do not cross over the solid white line. Merge like a zipper. The zipper method is the idea of alternating when merging at a contingent merge point. So like if you have like a zipper jacket, look at the teeth. They connect, right? They connect like, this is so sad, but they connect like this. There's a teeth here and a teeth here, and a teeth here, right? And probably a teeth here. And you got your jacket, and then that little line is like it goes around them, and when it's connected, it turns it from that to just a bunch of lines going straight. Which is a good analogy if you really think about it. Um, so alternating when merging at a congested merge point, i.e. construction zone. Use both lanes of traffic until the vehicles reach the merge zone. Do not enter a merge zone at the last minute. Scan ahead, okay? You do not want to be a jerk and cut in front of the people to your left or right just because you are waited till the end, right? Use your signals and pay attention and ease in. If you have to slow down to ease in between them, then do that. But don't be in a hassle to cause an accident. Use both lanes of traffic until the vehicles reach the merge point, and once the vehicles reach the merge point, alternate yielding the right of way into the single traffic lane. A violation of this section is an infraction, which is pretty bad. Right? So these are some of the examples here. So let me pull out my Crayola. So if you're the yellow car, oh, it's not even coloring right. Okay, so on the first top part, the yellow car, you can merge in, right? I would not wait that long. I would just ease in over here after this car is passed. Unless that is that car that's over here. Then, that's cool. And you got your signs here. Right lane closed ahead. Merging to the left. Right lane closed. Now this is below is the merging. That's a regular merge up top, by the way. This is the zipper merge, which if there's many cars, you just kind of ease in, like what I was saying before, until you're like a straight line. But see right here, do not wait to be right here to cross. Merge from over here, or even over here is fine. Just be nice. And you got your signs here. It says merge like a zipper. Use all lanes, and then a zipper symbol. Why is that twice there? That's weird. Anyway, that's the end of this chapter section. So we will continue on in the next one. Sorry for monologuing so much. Bye bye.